Hey everyone, if you've watched our other videos thus far, you know that we're trying to assume nothing when it comes to the new gun owner buying and owning experience. So with that being said, maybe you're ready to go buy a gun, but you're wondering where you should even go. Well, we've got a few ideas for you here to start, and then we're also gonna go into the buying process in some future videos as well. This is New to Guns. First things first, buying a brand new firearm in the United States is going to require you to go through an individual or dealer that possesses a FFL, or a Federal Firearms License. This is very important. It's also very common in the United States as well, and there's a good chance that you have one or multiple FFLs within relatively close proximity to you right now. This is important to mention because it means you can't actually have a firearm bought and shipped right to your front door. You are going to have to go through this FFL process. In this episode, we're going to talk about three main places that you can go about purchasing a firearm. Those being your local gun store, or if you're online, you might see people using the acronym LGS, online, or also private sale. First things first, let's talk about your local gun store. We're going to go into the pros and cons of each one of these. The biggest pro with your local gun store is the first word in that name. It is local, so it's probably right nearby to you. Going to a local gun store to shop for your firearm is going to allow you to get hands-on and get a better idea of the final product that you're going to be purchasing. Now, of course, we all know with anything, buying local means that you have likely that dealer or retailer on your side later on should you ever have an issue with the firearm mechanically or customer service-wise with the manufacturer because you bought that product from them. Being a new gun owner, it's going to be a great opportunity going into a local gun store for you to establish good personal relationships with other gun folks in your area. They may know great places to shoot, great opportunities for training, awesome competitions that you can go to, and they can help you if ever issues or anything else crops up with your firearm. Convenience-wise, going the local gun store route means less steps in the overall process. You shop and buy the firearm in the same place, and depending on inventory and some other things, it could even be the same day right there. Let's talk about some of the potential cons with going with the local gun store. The first con being that if you're new to guns, then you probably haven't been to this store before, and in that case, you don't really know what to expect. They could be kind of pushy and try to sell you something that you don't really want. Maybe it's something they have in stock and they're just trying to get rid of it and they think that they can sell it to you. It could be anything, but like I said, you just don't know what you're gonna get. If we're all being honest with ourselves, then maybe the thing that we're most worried about going into a local gun store is looking like an idiot, right?
You did look like an idiot.
Now, we've got some videos with ways of helping with this. They're gonna come shortly after this one. But that is a real concern. You could say something dumb in the gun store, and you don't have a computer screen to hide behind when you do it. The last con we'll mention is that, as with any retail store location, you're gonna have to work within their hours. So you may need to take off work or something else in order to make it into the store on time. Now, this isn't really fair to label as only being a con for the local gun store because even if you purchase a firearm online, it's still gonna have to be shipped to an FFL to then be transferred to you. So no matter what, you may have to change things around with your schedule a little bit in order to actually get the firearm. Now let's talk about the online gun buying process. We're gonna hit the pros first. The biggest pro probably being the fact that you can shop anytime, day or night. When you're online, you can watch videos, read reviews, read forum posts from other people who have real hands-on experience with the firearms that you're interested in. There's all kinds of resources and you don't have to be rushed whatsoever. You can take your time and make sure you're getting exactly what you want. Now, going along with getting exactly what you want, you have access to look at pretty much any product on the market for sale anywhere across the country. Talking about some of the cons now of the online buying process, we already sort of mentioned this, but there are more steps. You have to buy the firearm online from whoever is selling it online, then it has to be shipped to your local FFL. You have to coordinate that to make sure your FFL isn't suddenly surprised. Ask me how I know. FFLs kind of hate that. But then, of course, you're gonna have to make time to go into the FFL to then have them transfer the firearm to you, etc., etc. So be ready for some more steps, even though the shopping process itself may have been easier. If you have an issue later on with your firearm or the firearms manufacturer, that local gun store that you maybe did the transfer in but didn't buy the firearm from is probably going to be less likely to help you out because it's not their problem. The last con, and of course this is the case with any online shopping experience, you're on the internet.
The internet?
So if you go way down the internet wormhole to find some really wacky, odd gun that you want from a strange website, there's a chance it could be a scam. Of course, this is the case with firearms or collector baseball cards, anything, so just be wary. As with anything, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. As in, it's not true, so it's not true. So, in other words, stick to the big, reputable dealers that you're seeing pop up right away when you're searching for firearms, and you shouldn't have a problem. The third place we'll mention to purchase a firearm is private sale. Now this one's interesting, and we're gonna pop a link in the description below if it's something you wanna look into further. And in that link, it goes into the different state regulations about purchasing a firearm between two individuals who are not FFLs. Just know that in many places, it's perfectly legal and perfectly normal, regular people do it. The biggest pro here is that you might want to purchase a firearm from a buddy or a friend. And this is a really, really great way to go because it's a trustworthy person. Maybe they've already used it, they've tried it, they have experience with it. It can help you learn better how to use it. There's all kinds of things that go along with this. It could be a family member too, a coworker, anything like that. Now, if it is, again, legal in your state to do so, then that's an awesome route to go. Another pro here is that sometimes looking privately, you may be able to find something that's really rare. You may be able to get a great price on something, or in certain times, you may be able to just find something that's available at all. Now let's talk about the cons of the private sale, and there's really one major one that I'm gonna bring up, and it's if you start to venture outside of the friends, family, really close coworkers, all that stuff, and you're buying from a total stranger. Again, this is the case with buying from total strangers, any item. It can be sketchy.
I'm a private seller. That means I can do whatever I want.
Like I said before, we're gonna have further videos where we go much more in depth about each one of these buying places and processes, so that way you can really know how it is that you're gonna buy that firearm once you've determined where. But if you skip those videos altogether, there is one thing I wanna make sure that I leave you with before you go, and it's to remember that buying a firearm, yes, maybe it has a little bit of extra paperwork attached to it or something like that, it really shouldn't be looked at as any different than buying any other item, a refrigerator, a pair of shoes, a car, anything like that. It's totally normal, and you should do your research prior to buying this firearm. You shouldn't feel rushed or forced into buying anything whatsoever. Get exactly what you want. So there you have it, folks. Those are some places you can go to purchase a firearm. If you have any questions about those or any of the terminology or anything else that we've talked about here, then make sure you're letting us know so you can help keep us honest and we can help a lot of other folks like you who are new to guns. We appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.